I was all set to start writing in my paper journal, drink some peppermint/spearmint tea, smell that lovely candle my friend gave to me, while watching YouTube videos on Friday Reads, when I thought I could make my own Friday Reads video. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is Goldmore and Amber Dawn, and I'm participating in Friday Reads for once. I've been watching BookTube for a few years now, and before it really got called BookTube, then especially when it got called BookTube. But I'm kind of weird. I'm so self-conscious, but I don't want to dwell on that because I see so many people doing this, and I do know how to vlog, and I'm thinking I need to just get over it and try and connect with other people that are also passionate about the interests that I have as well. Wow, I am a long, I ramble, so I'll try not to ramble. I really want to start over, but if I start over again, I might not do this at all because I'm looking at this and going, Okay. So, last video I made, I was saying that I was reading Dr. Sachs by Jack Kerouac. And I did. I read it. I read the whole thing. It got easier to read eventually. I really did like the childhood aspect of it, as far as it did throw me back into thinking about the imagination that you can have. Personally, again, as I already said in the Dr. Sachs video, my opinion hasn't much changed. It's not my favorite book that I read of his. I don't think it's his best or anything like that, but I read it. It was just a slow read for me because it was difficult to get into the story, and I didn't really care about the fantasy elements of it unless I guess I started to get into it better when I was like, hey, you know what, this could just be Jack's imagination. He's a kid, let him just imagine all this going on. Cool. If not, that's alright. I don't want to Wikipedia it or look it up so that I can sound smarter about the book and what he intended. I like to read books. I like to enjoy them. Sometimes I get into stuff like that, but I just wasn't feeling it. But I didn't hate it. I really didn't hate the book, or else I would have probably abandoned it. I love his writing style too much to give up on him, because I know, regardless of whether I like some of what he's writing or even get some of it, that I'm going to enjoy how he plays with language and how he does different things. He just tried a lot of things in that book. So I give that book a recommendation just for the fact of reading something that is written in a different way, and that will open up your it won't open up to anything if you don't want to. I would really recommend Dharma Bums if you want to read Kerouac. If you want to be cool, read On the Road, but it's not better than Dharma Bums in my opinion. It's just more iconic. Okay, so Friday Reads. That's what this was going to be about before I rambled. Yeah, I'm about diaries and journals. Well, above me, ignore the sense, are, there's only a few blanks there. My blanks are over behind the camera, like way over there. But that's my shelf of paper journals. So I like to write, and I've kept a diary or a journal for a long time. And I love the genre of reading people's diaries and journals. Just really, really into it. And George Orwell, well, if you've read 1984, Down Out in Paris and London, etc., Animal Farm, which I've read those. I've read those three. I'm very curious to read the diaries. For instance, tying into the Kerouac ramble. I have read Windblown Diaries which is some fragments of Kerouac's diaries, and very good read actually, because well, you'll learn stuff about on the road. You'll have insight into the first book he actually wrote, and you'll find a lot more about stuff. It's interesting. I recommend Windblown Diaries by Jack Kerouac. But anyway, I'm giving this a go. Just started. Apparently, I learned something right away. George Orwell's name was actually, well, I didn't retain the information. I learned it and then I forgot. His real name is Eric Arthur Blair. I'm sure that's in the other, inside the Penguin Classics, normal, inside whatever books, but I don't always pay attention to that. Eric Arthur Blair. Arthur always makes me think of Doctor Who now. Because of, what was his name? Arthur Rivel. The guy who played Rory, with Amy and Rory. Yeah, rambling. Okay. So, perhaps the 20th century's best chronicler of English culture. So, I will find out. I think the 30s to the late 40s is a very interesting time to read about because of the Depression era, the war, and his particular experiences that led him to write books like 1984 and Animal Farm. So, even though it's very small font, and there's a lot here, so I think I'll read it quicker than the Jack Kerouac book. Sorry. The other Friday read, probably something that I'll be more likely to read a bit more of, because I need some poetry in me. I need me some poetry. I've got a poetry shelf over there, but I'll show you guys that some other time. But not a poetry bookcase. No, but I'm in my mad 20s. I bought a $2 book called Birthday Letters of Poems by Ted Hughes. I didn't know who he was, and I found the poems very intriguing, which led me to discover Sylvia Plath, of course. Got totally obsessed with the Sylvia Plath Ted Hughes thing. And then, of course, I stumbled on to Anne Sexton, who I love Sylvia Plath's journals. I adore Anne Sexton's poetry. I'll have to reread Sylvia Plath's poetry now that I'm in my 30s and see how I feel about it now, because I may like it more, I think. But I love the confessional style. Okay, the reason why I'm mentioning them is Robert Lowell. I don't want to say the last names to anybody that I share because I feel like I'll mess everybody up. The most exciting poet of his time. Few legacies could be more enriching. He's won the Pulitzer Prize twice, but let's not care about prizes and all that on this channel. Let's just think about the fact that Anne Sexton and Sylvia Plath learned from him a little bit, though I think we all learn from our own life experiences. It's just sometimes it helps to have somebody go, yeah, go ahead, express yourself in that way, and that can open things. But he apparently was doing the confessional method earlier than a lot of people. It looks like I'm not going to really like some of the first part. I don't know, I can read. Oh, jeez, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to read this. I've already started it. Oh, wow, yes, I've started it. I've made it to this page. Oh, and so anyway, that's Friday Reads. So I may read some of these. I won't finish them on a Friday. I don't know what you guys do. Do you guys finish the whole books that you say you're going to read on Friday? all on a Friday, because that's just crazy. But, or wonderful. I'm probably going to do a lot of interneting and whatnot. But these are what are on the go for me right now. And that's what's going on. So, thanks for watching. Gotta keep this under 10 minutes. Bye.